Hey guys, it's Unqualified Critics here. In this video, we're talking about the legacy cabinets from Arcade1up. There's been a lot of chatter about it lately because, well, it's kind of tale of two cities on this. Some people that get these cabinets are absolutely blown away by what you're getting for the $399, the games list, and all of that, and the machines look pretty slick. Other folks are kind of disappointed or surprised by some of the design choices. So let's break some of this down. And in a few days, I'm going to have Jason from the Third Floor Arcade on. He's reviewed two of these, the Street Fighter and the Mortal Kombat. I think he might even been first on both of these. So these videos are really nice. If you're thinking about picking either of these up, I would recommend you watch his review and join our live stream we're going to do in a few days where we go through all of this stuff. And then in addition to that, of course, there's the Pac-Man Legacy cabinet and the Tempest, which no one has seen in person yet. That's coming out late April at GameStop, and then it's hitting Canada too. I'm not sure when. Probably any day now, since you guys always get stuff before us these days, but no hard feelings. Take a look at the Mortal Kombat and the Street Fighter cabinets side by side. I thought this was such a cool photo. This is from DJJSIN on Reddit. Been a lot of posts on Facebook and on Reddit, just all the social media groups right now, about these legacy cabinets, because we didn't get a lot of official information about them. We got some slick trailers, but we didn't know. We saw renders, but I think a lot of people, myself included, didn't know these screens were going to be completely vertical. I mean, take a look at that. Completely vertical. I find that very disappointing. But then when you look at the Pac-Man machine, see if we can find a good image of that. This is also from Reddit. It's not completely vertical. It actually looks like it's got the normal current generation Arcade1up tilt. Looks like a good choice. There's another advantage Pac-Man has over the Street Fighter and the Mortal Kombats. The shell, yes, it does block your hand so you can't spill over on the side, but you really don't need to because you've got one-player controls. I've seen some people in my comments kind of confused, like, hey man, why do you care so much about these little wings? You got plenty of room here. Well, I'm going to disagree, and here's why. Imagine you're playing two-player. I mean, these are two-player cabinets. Let's face it, they don't have Wi-Fi. These are fighter game heavy lists, although both cabinets have non-fighting games. So there's lots of variety here, which is super cool. But for those of you that are buying these for the marquee titles, you're going to want to play this two-player. And if you're two wide boys standing next to each other, you're going to be standing at an angle. And when you stand at an angle, your hands are going to be hitting these wings. And that's no good. It really feels like they took the design for this legacy cabinet and they tried a little too hard to standardize it. You know, hey, we've got the control panel sits in between the side panels, not on top of it, for Pac-Man, for Tempest. So let's do that here. Well, here it doesn't really work. I also would love to know, though, why is this screen vertical? Really want to know that, because I've got a couple Gen 1 Arcade1ups left. I've sold most of them off and upgraded over time, but I have a couple left, including an Asteroids, which I'm considering selling that and upgrading to the Tempest Arcade1up, which we'll get back to that one in a minute. But when I play it, it's not the lack of light up marquee that bothers me the most. It's not even the lower quality monitor. I mean, those things are not great, but not the end of the world. It's this completely vertical screen. It's just very awkward to stand up taller than one of these screens, and it almost feels less comfortable playing it versus if it's tilted toward your eyes. It's just much easier to have posture there and stand there and be able to play your game. So yeah, I know none of it's optimal because these machines are a little bit on the shorter end, but we all know what we're in for. We're getting miniature arcade machines. Nothing wrong with that. But we need to tilt this screen. I mean, even original hardware had tilted monitors. This is crazy. And to me, this is really the biggest issue. The other thing I noticed, and I saw this on a Facebook post, but I wasn't able to find it when I went back and tried to look for it. But basically, the artwork of these portraits here for the different characters on Street Fighter, they're actually cut off. So if you got a camera under there and looked up, I don't believe you're able to see a lot of the tops of their heads. The image is completely cut off. And so they needed to rework the artwork to fit this bezel shape, to fit the more limited space we have here. So that's a little lame, but again, I think the real problem with this cabinet isn't any of that stuff. I think the real issue is how incredibly vertical they are. But I can't take away from the fact that these two machines do look really good together. Both Mortal Kombat and especially the original Street Fighter machines from 1UP were very flawed. So anyone consider upgrading, I'm not here to talk you out of that at all. And I think the Street Fighter 2 machine looks awesome, all things considered, even with that pushed back marquee, even with those design errors that at least in my opinion, are errors. I think the machine looks good. I love that first generation Street Fighter 2 artwork. Very, very slick. It's just when I look at Pac-Man and I look at Tempest, I really think those are the ones to get, you know, but we all have different needs and we all have different games we're into. I probably won't be buying the Pac-Man simply because I've got 90% of these games already on my Miss Pac-Man cocktail, so I'm probably not going to do this, and instead I might do the Tempest machine. But enough about that. The other thing we've learned about this, there don't seem to be scan lines in the menu, from what I've read at least, but that you do get smoothing options and you get difficulty settings, which is great. So on the software side, they've done a lot of things right. I think these need to be redesigned though. Maybe not the Pac-Man, maybe not the Tempest Legacy, but the Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighter. Anything where they're going to do a multiplayer cabinet like this, we got to get this figured out. We got to have this control panel not flanked by these wings. I think that's a mistake. I think we need to tilt this monitor back. If there's some reason they've done this that I can't think of, I'd love to know, because I just cannot imagine why you would go that route. One more thing. So commenter, frequent commenter Rick, Hoes, I don't know if saying that would get me a strike on YouTube or not, but we'll just spell it out. Anyway, he purports to have a solution for the control deck. And I've seen a lot of people fix this. It doesn't seem to be that hard. But anyway, you can go through and take a look. He talks about not having to cut anything off, and here's what you need. So, you know, these instructions are going to be on my video I posted recently, Legacy Cabinet Details Revealed. So if you're interested in this, check it out. I know social media is full of similar posts with solutions, but shout out to Rick for finding an answer here. I'd like to get an answer from 1UP. Why'd they go this route? I really would. And this doesn't fix the monitor tilt, although that can be fixed too. Lots of cases of people fixing that in the Gen 1 Arcade1ups and Gen 2 where they do properly tilt that monitor back. So we'll see. Time will tell. End of the day, these are $3.99. They look pretty good, and they have really killer games lists. I have seen in some written reviews that the side panel artwork is slightly lower quality. So they've, you know, cut some corners. But that's the kind of thing where as long as it still looks okay, and I'm told it does still look pretty good, I can live with that. I understand this is the budget line. You know, I get it. If you need to degrade the quality of the printing on your side panels slightly, that's cool. But as far as I know, you're not saving any money by tilting the monitor incorrectly, making it perpendicular to the control panel. I don't see that as a saving, so I don't get why you do it. But I want to hear from you. If you guys got these machines or plan to get them, let me know. I'm still going to be over here thinking, should I get this super sweet looking Tempest machine to replace my Asteroids? I very well might, and I can't tell if this is completely straight or tilted. It actually looks tilted similarly to the Pac-Man, so that'd be another reason to pick this bad boy up. But we'll see. We got a few more weeks before these hit retail. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, consider hitting that join button to support the channel, and thanks so much for watching.
Dripping lights paint the sky.